Very good morning, guys. Hope you are happy and safe in your homes. Last week we studied about the chapter number 3, which is under progress. Social difference. We studied about social difference, and we studied about the basis of social difference, that is, origin of social difference. We will continue the chapter. While continuing the chapter, we have to study leftover topics. The topics is politics of social division, and we are also going to study about the determinant factors of social division. Now, whenever we speak about social division, if the social division is expressed in a right way, then there is less problem, rather no problem to the society. But if the social difference is expressed in a negative way, let us take the example of South Africa. In South Africa, blacks who suffered because of apartheid policy. Apartheid means a policy which people are discriminated based on the race or color. So South Africa suffered under apartheid policy for a long years. So in South Africa, the expression of the difference, that is based on the color, took an ugly turn. That is what I am explaining. If the social division is accommodated in a proper way, then it is good for the development of the country. Otherwise, it's an hindrance to the country. We studied about Northern Ireland in the last class. In Northern Ireland, Catholics and Protestants, how it led to the protest in that particular country. Okay, let me continue the class. Now we will speak about the politics of social division. Whenever a political administration, that means to be specific government, how government consider the social division, based on that we can see revolutionary changes, maybe in positive or negative way in a country. That is what we speak about politics of social division. In a democratic form of government, political parties compete each other to gain the support from the people. You know very well, in a democratic country, political parties are considered as the greatest cradle for democracy. Cradle for democracy, because democracy cannot exist without political parties. So we need political parties in a democracy, and in a democracy, you know very well, every political party's the sole aim is to win the election and capture the power. To win election and capture the power, political parties play all types of tricks and games and whatnot, gifts and etc., which we naturally come across when the elections are there. So, in a democracy, we should be very careful that the political parties compete each other. Political parties compete each other, and there is an n number of examples where political parties use the politics of social division to gain the power. That is, we speak about in a democratic form of government, political parties compete each other to gain support of the people. To gain the support of the people, they use various techniques or methods. Moving to second, political division leads to conflict, violence, often disintegration of a country. Now, when there is a severe expression of social division in politics, it may lead to conflict, it may lead to violence, or even it may lead to disintegration of the country. We saw this because when India got independence, there was a rift between two groups regarding the shifting of Hindus from Pakistan to India and shifting of Muslims from India to Pakistan. This rift took a very ugly turn. As a result, the country is divided into India and Pakistan. So, expression of difference of opinion which we suffered in the year 1947 led to the disintegration of the country. One example. One more example I will give. We studied about Sri Lanka in the chapter number 1. What happened in Sri Lanka? The political parties or the government in Sri Lanka supported one particular community, Sinhalese. As a result, the Tamilians who felt offended in that particular country, it led to violence, conflict and civil war. So, expression of social division in politics should be very careful. Means political parties should not use the political divisions for their personal gain. Personal gain means to win the election. What is the third point? Third point, if the competing starts in terms of existing social division, it leads to division of society. What happens further? Imagine if a political party in India says that we want to vote only from minority group, or if a political party says we want to vote only from majority, or if a political party says we want to vote from only this particular caste. Now what happens if the political party start bargaining, start asking vote on the basis of caste, religion or their community? Then definitely it leads to disintegration of society. Society is divided. People started stamping, oh, this party belongs to them, oh, this party belongs to this particular community. That should not be happen, because if that is happening, that is not good for the country. Because why? Because if a party comes to power, they have to run the country and take care of entire citizen, not only particular group of citizens. That is what we see. If the competition starts in terms of existing social division, it leads to the division of society. If in the society, if people started thinking that we are superior, they are less superior, naturally it leads to the division of society. We study in the further the story of Yugoslavia. If you watch a movie called Behind the Enemy Lines, Behind the Enemy Lines, it's an explanation. That film is fantastic. They shown the civil war in USSR, especially in Yugoslavia and other countries, Slavic countries, because Yugoslavia was one single country with several ethnic groups. But Yugoslavia, such a small country, could not control these ethnic groups. As a result, it led to the disintegration of Yugoslavia into independent countries. That we further will study. So, try to understand what I am explaining here. Social division definitely leads to disintegration of the society if it is not expressed in a right way. In Yugoslavia, the ethnic lines leads to disintegration of Yugoslavia into 6 independent countries. Remember this point, because later I will show you the map. So, Yugoslavia, what happened? The ethnic groups of Yugoslavia divided that country into 6 independent countries. That is the result of wrong expression of social division. Try to understand. If the social division is not expressed in the right way by politics, politics means by the government, it leads to the disintegration of the country. That's what we are explaining. Now, let us move to the topic. What factor determines the social division? You see, even though there is a difference in the society, if the difference is not appreciated, supported, then the difference will not have any say. For example, if somebody started shouting at you, that shouting of that person have an impact only if you react, isn't it? If you not reacted or if you just neglected that, then what happened? Reaction will not be there. Imagine if you reacted in a very violent way, he will also react. Both reactions will lead to conflict. So situation, imagine what determines the end result of the situation. That definitely determines because of your actions. This is an example I am giving. For example, the basic concept. I am okay, you are okay, no problem. If I am saying I am okay but you are not okay, that means that's the beginning of problem. For example, in Kannada, I am okay, you are okay, avayake. That means you are asking third person, what is his importance here? So this kind of expressions definitely leads to the problem. So we will study the three determinant factors which is responsible for social behavior. Right? Please write down these points and all. First one, the outcome depends on how people look their identities. The first thing, how people look their identities. How people look their identities, explanation. If people see their identities in a singular and exclusive terms, it becomes very difficult to accommodate. Point number one, how people look their identities. That is what I am saying. If I am saying I am okay, but no one else is okay, that means I am looking my identity as singular. Means I am the only person who is good. That is, I am looking this identity as singular and exclusive. I am saying that I am exclusive, I am singular. As a result, I am not ready to adjust with you. That is what I accommodate. For example, Sri Lankan government said that Simhadis are singular and they are special. As a result, we are not ready to accommodate Tamilians. Problem started. That is what. If people see their identity as a singular or unique, and if the people say that they are exclusive and special, then definitely there is very less chance for accommodation. Example. In Northern Ireland, people saw themselves as only Catholics or Protestants. Their difference was difficult to reconcile. Because in Northern Ireland, they said that Catholics and Protestants, because their economic stature was different, they never looked them as Christians. They looked two cults, that they looked at Catholics and Protestants are two different groups of Christianity. What happened as a result? As a result, Catholics and Protestants were not ready to reconcile or come together and solve the problem. So that is what we are saying. If a community look that community as singular, then definitely there is a problem. Is one more example that is given here to understand in a better way. We studied about the Belgian model. Belgium government had a French, Dutch, German language speakers, but government of Belgium saw these different languages not as singular. Belgium never considered Belgian language as singular, German as language as singular. They appreciated or accepted all the languages. So in Belgium, people feel that they are as much as Belgians as they are Dutch or German speaking. Means they felt that we are all Belgians. Means we belong to Belgium even though we speak French, Dutch, German or French. Even though we speak French, Dutch or German, very important, we are Belgians. Same thing we would apply. Even though we speak Kannada, Hindi, English, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, Marathi, Konkani, but we are Indians. The moment we started saying this, then definitely our social division is expressed in a 100% positive manner. This helps the country to stay together. Why Belgium stayed together? Because Belgium government felt that Dutch, German and French speakers, let them speak their language, but they are Belgians. What we have to understand here, a government should not consider one particular community as singular, rather government should consider all community as exclusive or important. We study the first one. That means, what are the first determinants? First determinant factor is how a community look their identities. Second, what are the second determinant factors of political division? It depends on how political party leaders raise the demands in a community. This is very important. Take for example, if you started yelling in your home, shouting in your home that I want this particular thing, I want this particular thing. If when your mother responds to that particular demand, which sometimes that demand may not be correct according to your parents. If your mother responded to the demand, then what you will do? You will keep on asking that. But in case, if your mother or father not responded, then what happened? For half an hour, 1 hour you will just cry and yell and shout. After that you will become normal. Hope you get my point. The same way, people let them shout. People let them make a point. But as long as government is not supported this voice, then there is no negative effect. That is what we are saying. It depends on how people and political party raise. It depends on how political party raise the demand of a particular community. If a community says we are, take for example, when Sri Lankan Simhadi said we are superior, what the government has done? Government said yes, you are superior. As a result, what happened? Problem continued. It is easier to accommodate demands that are within the constitutional framework and are not at the cost of another community. What government has to understand? Government should listen to all. At the same time, government should accommodate only which is permitted by the constitution. Means government should not neglect a minority or any other community. Once the government is not neglecting any community, the problem is not there. That is what we say. The how determines the political activity, that depends on how government responds to that. So it is easier to accommodate demands that are within the constitutional framework and are not at the cost of another community. Example is given just as I mentioned. In Sri Lanka, Simhadi's interests were protected by the constitution. Now what happened? The constitution protected interest of a one particular community. This is a mistake done by the constitution of Sri Lanka. Framing of a constitution itself, there was a problem that it appreciated, it considered one particular community as singular. As a result, it led to civil war. In the same way, in Yugoslavia, various communities presented their demands in such a way that those could not be accommodated within a single country. In Yugoslavia, Croatia, Slovenia, okay, all these countries said that we are different, we are singular, we are exclusive. So please don't try to put us in the same basket. We are not ready to settle down. When the communities are not ready to settle down or accommodate, then definitely it is futile or a waste exercise to keep the country together. That is what happened in Yugoslavia. Okay. Now move to Yugoslavia, the ethnic groups. Okay. The constituent people of Kingdom of Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia. Serb, Croats and Slovenians. Croatia. These are the countries which demanded for a division of the country. Evidently, by the official name of state, equivalent, which is known as Yugoslavia, where Serb, Croatians and Slovenians in 1921 population census recorded numerous ethnic groups. Remember these three, that is Serbian, Croatian and Slovenians. They were the different ethnic communities of Yugoslavia. You can see Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro. Okay. This is a map of Yugoslavia. This map of Yugoslavia is prior to division of Yugoslavia. Try to understand these countries: Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia, Serbia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia and Slovenia. Okay, try to understand this red mark is present Yugoslavia, single country. But prior to division of Yugoslavia, before the breakup, this entire map belongs to Yugoslavia. At that time, I'll go a little slow. Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina. These were all part of Yugoslavia. Now what happened? The boundary of present day Yugoslavia. This is the boundary of present day Yugoslavia. This. So Bosnia, Croatia, Slovenia, these are all countries. They declared their independence as a separate country. Okay. Ethnic groups in the former Yugoslavia. This is the same map once again for your better understanding. Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, Macedonia, Serbia, Croatia. Okay, these are the countries which were there in Yugoslavia. Try to understand the map of Yugoslavia. Okay. We studied the two. The first one is how a community looked themselves as a singular and unique. What is second? Second is how the government responds to the demands of the people. That is what we said. As a result, we saw the example. Government of Sri Lanka responded positively to the demands of the people. Government of Yugoslavia also responded positively. As a result, what happened? It is disintegrated. Third, it depends upon how the government reacts to the demands of the different groups. How the government reacts means policy making, decision making. If you remember, there was a great deal of demand that when India got independence, many leaders those days told Mahatma Gandhi that India should be declared as a Hindu country. But constitution makers, they did not react or pass the law according to that. As a result, we have seen India as a secular country. Now what is important? First one is how people look them as a singular. Second, how political party responds. Third is final, that is law making. If the law is made, that it means officially you are accepted that they are singular. We saw the example of Sri Lanka and Belgium. If the government is willing to share the power and accommodate in a reasonable demands of minority, then the problem is less. Try to understand. We saw that example of Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan government was not ready to accommodate the problem. As a result, problem was more. Belgium government was ready to accommodate French, Dutch, and German. French, Dutch, German population means language speakers. Belgium government was ready to accommodate. When the government is ready to accommodate, the problem is less. When the government is not ready to accommodate minority, example Sri Lanka, problem is more. That is what third division of political division. If the government supports only majority community, it leads to the disintegration of the country. If the government supports only majority community, we have seen the example of Yugoslavia and Sri Lanka. Why Belgium's name is not here? Because Belgium not supported any community, majority community. Belgium supported all the community. As a result, Belgium remained united, single country. Yugoslavia and Sri Lanka supported the demand of the people as a result, Yugoslavia disintegrated. Sri Lanka faced what? Not disintegration, civil war, violence, conflicts, and all those things. Please be careful while studying the concepts. Keep in your brain that we are studying the Belgian model, we are studying the Sri Lankan model, we are studying American model, we are studying Indian model, we are studying Yugoslavian model. Yugoslavia disintegrated into various countries. Sri Lanka led to civil war. Belgium led to accommodation policy. America coming together federation. India holding together federation. Please keep these points very clear in your brain so that there is less confusion. Okay, let me conclude the chapter number 3. In a democracy, the political expressions of social division is very normal and can be healthy. In non-democratic countries, when Hitler ruled, Hitler never tolerated Jewish population. He killed 8 million population, Jewish population. He never appreciated, supported the social division. But in a democratic country, social division can be always considered as normal. When I am there in Kerala, I eat brown rice. When I land in Bijapur, I eat white rice. My food habits changed. Simple example. When we appreciate this difference, we will be healthy. There will be no problem at all. Second, the accommodation of social division leads to strengthening of democracy. That is what we say. When you prepare a vegetable curry, you need a lot of ingredients. One ingredient less, for example, no salt, definitely it destroys or spoils the taste. The same way, in a democratic country, all ethnic groups, different caste groups, religious groups, all these groups mixed together, that definitely leads very strong democratic country. The strengthening of democracy definitely take place because of the social division. Sometimes the social difference reach to unacceptable level of social inequality and injustice. This is what we faced in the beginning years of India, where Dalits were treated very badly in India. When Dalits were treated very badly in India, that cannot be accepted. That is what we say. It reached to unaccepted level. When it reaches to unaccepted level, it leads to injustice and inequality. So we should make sure that we should not neglect a particular community beyond a level. Rather, we should not neglect a community. When we start neglecting a community, it leads to lot of problems, which is mainly important, injustice. The struggle against such inequality sometimes takes the path of violence and defies the state power. So most of the time what happens, this kind of struggle against this kind of inequality leads to disintegration of the society. So these are the major topics we studied. The last one, however, history shows that democracy is the best way to fight for recognition and also accommodate policy. Always kudos for democracy, because in a democracy, in a democratic country, you can always raise your demand in a peaceful way. So among the government, communist form of government, dictatorial form of government, monarchical form of government, which is the best form of government, is always democracy. Because the democratic form of government, you are allowed to express. What happened in China when young students in China, they went on a strike, the Chinese government made bulldozers to ran out and killed them. Cruel policy. In India, if you are not happy with the government, you can go on shouting against the government, slogans in the streets and all. Nobody bothers. That is what it means. Nobody bothers in the sense, nobody stops it. That is what in a democracy, what is very important is we can express our way and we can fight for justice. As a result, definitely we get a recognition and accommodation of diversity. Difference can take, for example, what was India in 1950? In 2020, India is not completely different. At least 60 to 70% difference is there. You talk to your grandfather or father. What was the life when they were there as children, and what is the life today? There is a tremendous or a remarkable improvement. That is what the beauty of democracy. That is what we say, the beauty of democracy. So, chapter number 3, democracy and diversity, I completed. Please try to understand democracy and diversity. Very important, because democracy is our form of government. Diversity means, take for example, in your village, in your towns, in your family, in your home, many members are there. Father, mother, sister, brother, uncle, auntie. Everyone is different. Everyone is different, maybe in color, behavior, attitude, etc. But if you start getting agitated, irritated about their difference, what happens? The home becomes a problematic place. What you do is, you should say, my uncle is like this, you would accept it. My mother, my father is like this, accept it. Because they are different, naturally you are also different. So please remember, democracy, appreciate diversity. You also, me also, everybody should appreciate diversity. Remember this chapter, because in the next chapter we are going to study how we implement diversities or origin of social difference in the real life situation in a democratic country in India. Till then, take care. Bye.